Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the John Campea Show here on my YouTube channel. I'm, of course, your host, John Campea, and it is an honor and a privilege to have you guys joining me here, as it is every day, to talk about our favorite things in the world, movies and movie news. Here's how today's show is going to go. I have picked out 4 topics from things that you guys have emailed into me. How do you get a topic or a question on the John Campea Show? It's really quite simple. You just email me anytime at john@thejohncampeashow.com. Once again, that's John in thejohncampeashow.com. Send on in your question and put the word topic in the subject line. That way I know your question is for the John Campea Show. And as always, guys, keep your emails to 90 words or less. All right. With all that out of the way, you guys would have noticed I did announce this on the John Campea Show yesterday, but there was no open mic show last night. That's because after I did the John Campea Show in the morning, I had to go into Hollywood to conduct like a full day's worth of auditions and interviews that I was holding. And I was there all day. So I am back now. And what those auditions and interviews for, you guys will know soon enough. But I am back today now, so everything's back to its regular schedule today. So with that said, let's jump into the first emailed in question today. And the first emailed in question today comes to us from Rebecca Lonsdale, who writes, so my question is, Hans Zimmer seemed to make a big deal out of quote-unquote retiring from doing superhero movies. I believe his exact words were, I have officially retired from the superhero business. Now, however, there is a story that he's going to be composing for X-Men Dark Phoenix. Should we ever believe anything anyone says in Hollywood about quote-unquote retiring? All right, thanks a lot for the question, Rebecca, and you are not the first one. I mean, look, you're right. Hans Zimmer is not the first guy in Hollywood to say, I'm retiring from this, I'm retiring from that, and then 5 days later, they're doing something else. But before we get to that whole thing about should we believe Hollywood people when they say they retire, let's go to what I think is the more important story, which is Hans Zimmer, who I believe, he's my second favorite composer of all time, is going to be composing the music for X-Men Dark Phoenix. That's fantastic. That's great news. Now, I know a lot of people love what he did with the Dark Knight trilogy and things like that. To me, though, and I know I'm in the minority here, and that's totally fine, and you guys have heard me talk about this so much. I love his Man of Steel score. I love particularly his Man of Steel theme. There's something so, it just elicits those same feelings into me John Williams' Superman score did, which I never thought could be replicated. And it's just bum 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 bum. It's just, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I love that music so much. So the idea of him coming to do an X-Men score, I think is fabulous. A lot of people wondering, will he work in any of that animated X-Men music? Today is Music Day on John Campea Show. Will he, I don't know, maybe he'll work in some of that classic X-Men music into something, who knows? But I just think it's great news that he's coming back to do that. Now, as for should we ever believe anybody in Hollywood when they say they retire? Not unless they're John Williams in their 90s. Other than that, I'm sorry. It's not that I believe people are lying in Hollywood when they're saying they're retiring. It's just that I think they underestimate their own creative drive. I just think they, as creative beings, I think they underestimate the draw, the call in their very souls to create. And I think they find out pretty quick. They say, I'm retiring, and maybe it seems like a good idea to them at the time, and maybe they say, you know what, I've done my bit, I'm done now. But they forget, to them it's not just a business, and it's a business primarily, it's also a creative drive. And I think they underestimate that call to come back and do it. Now, Hans Zimmer never said he was retiring from the business. He just said he wasn't going to do superhero movies. What lured him back to do this particular movie, I'm not really sure. I'm just glad he's doing it. All right, let's move on to the next question. And the next question comes to us from Jonathan Brundle, who writes, hey, John, like a lot of people, I rushed out and got a MoviePass card when they dropped the price to $10 a month. Took weeks to get it, though. Me too, buddy. It took me like 4 weeks to get my card. Anyway, but now they've pulled some of the theaters it works at around the country, including my Boston Common 19. Is this going to be a trend? All right, so this news that came out yesterday was that all of a sudden out of nowhere, MoviePass pulled some of the theaters that it works at. Now, let's be clear about this. MoviePass has never worked at every movie theater. I mean, there have always been movie theaters that don't accept movie, or that MoviePass does not work at. That MoviePass makes the decision. For instance, there's a movie theater in Los Angeles called the ArcLight Hollywood. It's it's probably the most popular movie theater in Hollywood. It's also expensive as fuck to go to that theater. It's like just a regular ticket, I think, is like $17, $18 for a regular ticket. All right, it's crazy expensive. And so the way MoviePass works, they decided, hey, you know what? We're not going to let our MoviePass works there. That's just too expensive of a theater for our business model. And that's fine. But they've worked on a bunch of others. But now they have announced a bunch of new theaters that it will not work at. Some of the most popular theaters in the country, and they all just happen to be AMC theaters, by the way. But they include things like the AMC Empire 25 in New York, the AMC at Universal City Walk in LA, the AMC Century City, the Lowe's Boston Common, and I think a couple of more. Some of the more popular AMC theaters they've pulled from their support portfolio, if you will. And this, I think, is the first signs that this MoviePass thing, and hey, I use MoviePass. I use it at least 3, maybe 4 times a month. I use MoviePass. I love MoviePass. But I said right from the beginning when MoviePass first came out, it's like, there is a too good to be true element to this. How can a company pay full price for my ticket? Because when I go to the AMC Burbank 16 and it's $15 a ticket and I use MoviePass to buy it, MoviePass has to pay AMC theaters $15 for that ticket. AMC's getting their money, and we'll get to that more in just a second. If I go to 3 or 4 movies a month, I'm spending 60, 70. If I go to use the AMC Prime theater, which now they don't allow, but if I do that, I'm spending like 70, 80 bucks a month that MoviePass has to pay AMC, and I'm only paying MoviePass $10. That doesn't sound sustainable to me. That doesn't sound like a business model that can work. But they insisted, no, we've got a plan. Okay, I use the service. I am a very happy customer of MoviePass. I like their service very much. I prefer my other movie card called Cinemia, but I put up a video called MoviePass versus Cinemia. I like them both very much. I lean towards Cinemia, but anyway. So I have both cards. And now I think we're starting to see the cracks in the armor. Now they're starting to pull, now that they've got, 1.5 million subscribers, now they're starting to pull back on some of the theaters that their cards will work in. Now, it is interesting that the theaters that they're pulling back on are all AMC theaters. AMC has had some kind of beef with MoviePass that has never properly been explained to me. What AMC has a problem with, I'm not really clear. But it just seems like there's beefing going on between MoviePass and AMC, and we're the ones that lose. Consumers are the ones that lose in this beef. So it'll be interesting to see if this is a growing trend. If over the next 6 months to a year, we're going to see MoviePass announce even more theaters that they're pulling back on. Is it going to be to the point that the only movie theaters that a MoviePass will work at is any theaters that a movie ticket costs less than $8 or costs less than $10? Is that going to be the case? If so, it's a nasty trend. So I would like to hear from MoviePass a valid explanation about why they're doing this, what their philosophy is. And yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Leave me your thoughts below. But sticking on the topic of this beef between MoviePass and AMC, let's go to the next question. And the next question comes to us from Nick Lowry, who writes, longtime viewer from the AMC days, and I love the content you are creating. Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate that. I am both an AMC Rewards paid member, and by the way, AMC Rewards card is called Stubs. I'm a big fan of Stubs, actually, and have a MoviePass. Recently, I went to AMC where I was told I could no longer use I think you meant my AMC Rewards card if I paid using MoviePass. AMC still gets paid full price for my ticket, and they get my continued purchases of concessions. What gives? Your thoughts. Thanks again, and keep bringing on the filthy. All right, thanks a lot for the question, Nick. And yeah, this is something I started having a bunch of you guys tweeting to me at and emailing me about for the last little while. But I never really saw it firsthand, and that is some people started telling me, and I thought maybe it was just a miscommunication. Some people started telling me a little while ago that, hey, I went to AMC, used my MoviePass card, And the people in MoviePass and the people at the AMC told me that I don't get to use my Stubs card. If they see me using my Stubs card, they're going to tear up my Stubs card. They're going to invalidate my Stubs card. And I remember thinking, well, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe it was just like some teenager staff member who didn't like really understand what it was, AMC's position on the card was and all that kind of stuff. But then I talked to a buddy of mine. A lot of you guys are familiar with the Fine brothers. They're like one of the biggest YouTube presences out there. Buddy of mine is like the big boss of the Fine brothers. He's a CFO of Fine brothers. And he and I go to the movies all the time together, and I talked him into getting a MoviePass card and to getting an AMC Stubs card. Because, hey, man, if you're going to go to more movies now, you should start using AMC Stubs. It's a great rewards program. I love AMC Stubs. So anyway, he goes one night. This is about 2 weeks ago. And he texts me, because he just went to go to the movie theater, and he goes, hey, yeah, Campea, I just went, and I was using the kiosk to buy my ticket, and they have like an AMC staff member roaming around and saying, oh, you can't put in your Stubs information if you're using that MoviePass card. And I'm like, why not? And he goes, we'll flag your card, we'll invalidate you, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, what gives? And I'm like, I don't know, what the hell does give? Is this a case of a whole bunch of AMC theater employees just aren't getting it? So anyway, I go over, and here's something AMC theaters, who of course, full disclosure, I used to work for many years. I have a deep place in my heart for AMC theaters. I still treasure my time there. But I'm going to be honest here. They slipped something into their terms of service for the AMC Stubs card membership. Here's what's in their terms of service. Let's take a look at that. From the AMC Stubs Terms and Conditions, ineligible purchases. It says in highlighted letters, the following purchases or products are not eligible towards earning points or redemption of rewards. Now, earning points and redemption of rewards, that's what AMC Stubs is all about. That's their rewards program. It's a fabulous program. So here we go. Here are things that are not included. AMC prepaid discount. Okay, I get that. I understand that being in there because somebody's paying less money for their ticket per se. So AMC isn't getting the full benefit of a ticket purchase. So that doesn't count towards rewards points. Okay, I get that. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's keep looking. Bulk or exchange tickets. Again, fair enough. Exchange tickets would be a double dip. They only paid to buy one ticket. Bulk lowers the prices. So some companies will buy like a pack of 20 tickets for a lower price, whatever. That means AMC is getting less money for their ticket, so they don't want to count that towards the rewards program. No problem. I understand that. I wish it did include it, but you know what? I totally get it. I understand why you wouldn't want to include that. Okay, let's keep going. Show snack coupons. Okay, get that. Passes for free admission. Okay, that makes sense too. If somebody's using a pass for free admission, that means they didn't buy any movie tickets, which means AMC wasn't getting any money from them, which means why would you give reward points? Okay, no problem. I totally get it. I'm with you so far, AMC Stubs. But then we come to this. This is what they slipped in there. Free passes or admissions of any sorts, subscriptions, including, and they specify, MoviePass. MoviePass. Okay, now hold on a second. Bulk company purchases, I get that. Okay, yep, sure. Exchange tickets, yep, don't want double dipping on it, all that kind of stuff. Free passes, I get it. If you're not getting any money as a company from the consumer, why would you give out free reward points and things like that? I get that. I understand that. MoviePass, help me out here. Correct me if I'm wrong. And hey, maybe there's a piece of this puzzle. This happens quite often in life. Maybe there's a piece to this puzzle that I am missing. And that would explain this. But here's my understanding. This has always been my understanding. Everything I've ever seen from MoviePass, this is my understanding of the situation. When I use MoviePass to buy my ticket, I go to the kiosk at AMC, I go through the process of buying a ticket, and then it says, hey, your ticket price for this screening is $16.50. Okay, now I just use my MoviePass card to pay the bill, but it's paying them $16.50. AMC is getting their money. This isn't a free movie pass, like a paper movie pass, where AMC isn't getting any money. They're just redeeming a movie pass. This isn't a situation of it's a snack coupon where they're not actually getting any money, so why would they give reward points? You're getting your money. AMC is getting their money. And again, maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe AMC will write to me, if I can get them to write to me, because I wrote to them about this asking for an explanation, and they have not responded to me. So, pardon my cough, guys. But what kind of bullshit is this? If I, as a consumer, am going to your place of business, and I am bringing in full ticket value of revenue to your business, then I, as a paid member of your Stubs program, why do I not get credited for that? But John, you didn't really pay the $16.50. That's irrelevant. That's not a valid argument. I came to your place of business, I bought a movie ticket, and you got $16.50 for that movie ticket. The same as if I walked up to the box office and gave them a $20 bill and they gave me my change. The same if I walked up to customer service and pulled out my bank card and you guys got the bank card. The end result is this. I went to the theater, I got a ticket, you got $16.50. Explain to me how you justify me or threatening to revoke my membership pass, my rewards status, me, who's been a valuable customer long after I left the company. I've been a valuable customer, a loyal customer to AMC. You guys know I talk about AMC theaters all the time, glowingly. I love AMC theaters. You guys have heard me talk about this. But you're going to have to explain to me how my buddy, who I talked into buying your Stubs card, gets harassed by one of your staff people saying, hey, if you buy your ticket that way, you don't get to use that Stubs card. Put that Stubs card away. We're going to tear up your Stubs card. We're going to invalidate your Stubs card. And we're going to throw all the rewards points you got, we're going to throw away. You explain to me how that's justified. Of course, they won't answer me. They won't get back to me on that, of course. And to me, there's a big difference here between all those other things in their terms of service. All the other things in their terms of service, I understand. This has no rational explanation other than, and again, I'm speculating here. Okay, so I'm just speculating. Don't take this as gospel truth. I'm just speculating. Okay. Other than, once again, AMC is trying to put the screws to MoviePass by using us, AMC's consumers, as their pawns and as their leverage. The problem that AMC Theaters has with MoviePass is something I'll never understand. Now, you guys know, I don't know that MoviePass is sustainable. I think we're seeing cracks in the armor, but AMC has no right, well, they do have the right, but they shouldn't have the right to use us as pawns, to act shady and underhanded to us and take advantage of us in order to try to strike a blow against MoviePass. And I've never understood. You know what? I used to go to the movie theater here maybe once or twice a month, because I often see movies at some premieres or at press screenings. So I would only bother going down to the movie theater once or twice a month to use to buy a ticket. Since I got my MoviePass and my Cinemia card, I've gone down to AMC like 4 or 5 times a month, bought tickets, got them their money, spent stupid amounts of money at their concession stands, all because MoviePass has enticed me to go to your place of business more. You get your money, I buy your popcorn, I buy your soda, far too much clearly, but I buy all of that, and now you want to put the screws to them by using us, the consumers, as pawns. To me, this is underhanded, this is shady, and unless I hear some kind of valid explanation, all I can say is this, and they won't care, but as somebody who used to work with AMC and somebody who cherishes AMC, I gotta tell you, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to be associated with AMC over this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to crack into some sort of hyperbole and say, I am never going to AMC theaters again. No, I will. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Me and buddies often talk about going to movies together, and they always try to figure, well, whose movie theater are we going to go to that's closer to you, Rick? Or are we going to go to the one that's closer to me at the AMC Burbank 16? I'm going to tell you this right now, though. I'm going to go to less movies now at the AMC theater. I'm going to go to less. I'll still go. It's right up the street. It's far too convenient for me to sit here and lie and say I'll never go back. That would be disingenuous of me. So I'm not. But I am going to tell you this. I'm going to go there less. I'm going to go there less. Until I hear some kind of valid, proper explanation about why they're taking their feud and their grudge that they have with MoviePass out on me. and out on us who are Stubs members. Anyway, sorry guys, I went on that for a little bit too long. But yeah, anyway, there you go. Okay, let's move on now to the next topic. And I'm sure you guys got thoughts and opinion about this. Jump down to the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. All right, let's go on to something else that just started blowing up my Twitter yesterday. Take a look at this. All right, this one comes to us from Linus Knight, who writes, Twitter has leaked on-set photos of what appears to be Brie Larson in full Captain Marvel costume. Is this what we should expect? Or do you think it will evolve like Iron Man's suit did from the Iraq Mark I to now? Hashtag green is kind of cool. And Kermit the Frog would definitely agree with you because you know what? It's not easy being green. Brie Larson will testify to that. It ain't easy being green. Look, and I'm quasi-breaking one of my own rules here because generally speaking, I've adopted a bit of a policy for myself that I don't really like to talk about leaked photos. But the thing is, this photo has now gone everywhere. It's on every major news site. I even saw a story about it on CNN. It's everywhere now. So it's like, okay, well, there's no point in burying my head in the sand over it. I'll talk about this one. So, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even. But anyway, I made the decision to talk about it. So here it is. And everybody is freaking the hell out about green. This isn't green. I remember the first tweet I got about it. That, John, how dare they? I remember it was in my Twitter. Very well-intentioned guy. But, John, how dare they? Her costume is not green. Where's that gold and blue and red? Where's the real costume? Ah! Right? Really mad. All right. I took a look at it and said, okay, let's do a little bit different. I like that they got the little star there on the chest plate area. Like that. That's good. Couple thoughts ran through my head. Thought number one. I highly doubt that this is the final costume. And what went through my head when I started getting tweeted about these things was the exact same thing that Linus, you're bringing up. The first thing that went through my head is, well, oh my goodness, if a costume picture leak of Tony's Mark I Iron Man suit that he made in the caves, if that leaked out, people would have lost their minds. That's not the proper Iron Man suit. I mean, that's what we do, right? We as movie fans, me included, we lose our minds. That's what we do. We just accept that about ourselves. We kind of lose our minds over things. And I thought this is kind of the same situation. So I look at this and my first thought is, just everybody slow down. This is why we shouldn't be talking about leaked photos. Because we're seeing this completely out of context. We have no idea what the context of this picture is. None whatsoever. For all we know, this is a flashback. For all we know, as I'm reading some sites speculating, remember Kree, who is so deeply connected to Captain Marvel, the Kree often wear green uniforms. And, you know, a bunch of the websites posted photos of the Captain Marvel in a Kree-style uniform that is green. It's in comic history. It is there. This could be a very early version of a costume that maybe again, pure context. Maybe she's in this costume for 2 minutes. And she changes it over. Maybe they have an explanation why she's wearing this costume the whole movie. And then at the end of the movie, she comes out and says, let's go save some people. And she's in the new color costume and everybody loses their mind. Look, I don't know what they're doing with it. But the thing is this. Context is everything. And with this picture, we have zero context. We have no idea what's going on. And just like Linus pointed out, this could be another situation like the Tony Stark in the Mark I armor. The big silver behemoth stuff. Like if that was the first picture we saw and say, here's the first picture of Iron Man, everybody would have lost their minds. And I got a feeling this is kind of a similar situation to that. So let's all take a deep breath, not worry about it. Let's wait to see when the official promo pictures start coming out and all that kind of stuff. And you know, let's, as a whole, as a fandom, let's get out of the habit of reading too much into set leaked pictures. Let's not, because I swear to God, like a picture comes out. I was debating with somebody in my own chat board once who was saying that they saw a leaked picture from the set of Avengers Infinity War. And they said they saw claw marks on a wall. And instantly this big discussion about that means Wolverine is in Infinity War. It's official. And it's like, oh, guys, come on. Like, we're reading way too much into this. Now, this is obviously different because this, we see Brie Larson in the costume, okay? So it's a different situation. I get it. But I think most of us will acknowledge that we as movie fans tend to read far too much into... Remember when the Justice League photo came out? And, I'm forgetting the name of the actor. But not Justice League, but Batman vs. Superman. A Batman vs. Superman leaked picture came out. And I'm Scoot McNairy. I think that's the actor. There was a picture of Scoot McNairy standing on set, and he had green socks on. He was like wearing regular clothes, but had green screen kind of visual effects socks on up to his knees, right? And he's standing there. Turns out that's because in the movie, he plays a character who loses his legs and, you know, what have you. But the moment that picture, you guys remember this, the moment that picture came online with the green screen, it's confirmed, he's the Flash. Why would being Flash mean he has to have green legs? So they can make it look like his legs are moving really fast. Well, why wouldn't the green legs then go all the way up to his waist if that was the case? We don't know, but he's the Flash. And like everybody, remember that? The whole headlines ran everywhere. Scoot McNairy is the Flash because he's wearing green screen socks. Context is everything. So while it's fun, and I do it too, you do it, I do it, we all do it, to look at a set leak picture and speculate a little bit, yeah. We just got, let's rein ourselves in a little bit, not get too carried away, because we have no idea what the context is. Yes, the costume she's wearing is green. Yes, this is not what we were expecting to see in our first picture of Captain Marvel, but it's not the first official picture. It's not what the company wanted us to see. For all I know, Marvel's the one who leaked the picture. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just saying, let's reel it in just a little bit and not get too carried away, because Iron Man, Mark I armor, Scoot McNairy's green leggings. All right, so let's take a breath and not worry about it too much, and let's just wait to see till some official stuff comes out. All right, guys, I went a little bit long on that, but I want to jump now into take maybe like 10 minutes worth of live questions you guys have sent in. If you've not sent in a live question yet, I'm going to ask you not to send one in anymore if you haven't sent one in already. So let's get started with this. The first live question that's getting sent in here today comes to us from Devontae Brown, who writes, "Hey John, James Franco was just digitally removed from a Vanity Fair cover, quoted due to allegations based on info released. Was this the right thing to do?" Okay, so a story is going around, for those who don't know, that James Franco, who was set to appear on a cover of Vanity Fair, they decided to digitally remove him from that. And I guess it's going to be in a picture with other people. Vanity Fair made the decision to remove him, clearly over the cloud of sexual harassment allegations that are hanging over Franco's head. Nothing's been proved, obviously, anything like that. So I've been seeing some debate online about, was this right for Vanity Fair to remove them? Here's what I have to say to that. James Franco has no right to be on the cover in the first place. It's Vanity Fair's cover. They can put on or not put on whoever they want for whatever reason they want. It's their cover. And it doesn't matter, you know, what their reasons are. If they think us putting this on our cover may hurt our magazine, whatever it is, whether it's a James Franco, whether it's a swastika, whether it's whatever, if they feel, you know what, putting this on the cover of our magazine may hurt our business right now, given the current context and cultural climate, then they have every right to take that thing, whatever it is, off their cover. It's not like James Franco has a right to be on that cover. No, he doesn't. It's not his magazine. This is Vanity Fair's magazine. They can put on or take off whoever they want for whatever reason they want if they think it's going to affect their magazine and affect their business. Just like anybody else would. Are you putting a tattoo of James Franco on your arm right now? Why not? It's wrong of you not to put a tattoo of James Franco on your arm right now. He's innocent until proven guilty, which I believe, by the way. But so you should put a tattoo of James Franco on your arm. But it's my arm. I don't want a tattoo of James Franco on my arm. Too bad. You should put a tattoo of James Franco on your arm. It's kind of the same thing with Vanity Fair now. It's their magazine, And let's be honest, it would hurt their magazine to put him on the cover right now until this blows over, until whatever happens. But it's the right move. It's the right move. Does it feel like it's unfair? Sure, it feels like it's unfair. But Vanity Fair, no pun intended, Vanity Fair, they're not the moral police. It's not their business to care about what's fair or not. They're a business who's like, what's best for our business? What are we going to put on our cover that may trigger more sales? And they made a decision. So yes, it is the right thing for them to do. It just is. It doesn't feel like it a little bit, but it is. In my opinion, anyway. All right. Goji Raking 1 writes, seeing reports that Henry Cavill is returning as Superman for Shazam and is serving as an inspiration / secondary mentor to Billy. I love this. Thoughts? I don't believe it. It is coming from, here's the thing. This story is coming from a source that I had never heard of before until about 2 weeks ago, that is suddenly spilling all these scoops out of nowhere, and none of them have been confirmed. None of them have proven to be right. It's just that there's this new outlet with people running it that I've never heard of, and it's an outlet I've never heard of, and some, sites like Screen Rant are running with these stories as if they're real things, when really nothing from this site has ever been proven out to be true. So on that level, and I'm not sitting here to cast shade on that outlet I've never heard of, I'm just saying a quantifiable fact. Nothing they have scooped so far has actually proven out to be true yet. I mean, maybe it will. Maybe it will. But I get a little bit suspicious, I admit, when some site, not only when some site I've never heard of spills a big scoop. It's like, how did you find that out before Hollywood Reporter or Variety or Daily, whatever? How did you find that out first? I get especially suspicious when that site gets a bunch of hits from one of their supposed scoops, and all of a sudden they start pumping out scoops. I'm just saying, again, I'm not casting any shade whatsoever. Might all be valid, but I'm saying myself, I don't buy it at this point, because I have no, it's not just about the message, it's about the messenger. Do I buy the messenger? And at this point, maybe I will buy the messenger 6 months from now, but as of right now, I don't buy it. So I'd say don't believe it. Ben Rayner writes, will we get a solo trailer before Super Bowl? I'm doubting it. I'm starting to doubt it. I think maybe it's possible, although it would be questionable to me, but it's possible that they drop one at Super Bowl. But I'm starting to doubt we'll get one before Super Bowl. Fingers crossed, so maybe it could happen. Amy Singh writes, hello from India. Personally, I love the design of the suit, and I'm fine with the color scheme. Almost every costume reveal has some sort of backlash. You're not wrong, Amy. Almost every costume reveal does have some sort of backlash. Some don't. Like, remember the Robin costume reveal from the upcoming Teen Titans thing? That costume looked great. The show might suck. Who knows? But the costume looked great. I thought anyway. But you're right. For the most part, there's always some kind of costume backlash. Dimsum05 writes, best male director and best female director, or best lead performance, no gender, and best supporting performance, no gender. It's too broad of a question, man. We could sit here and talk for a half hour about that. Best male director, what? All time? This year? The Academy Award winning? Like, it's too big and too broad of a question. I can't really. But by all means, guys, go ahead and talk about that amongst yourselves. Devontae Brown writes, John, X-Men seem like they had a main theme now. The one from X2, Days of Future Past and Apocalypse. Shouldn't they keep that? Hopefully Zimmer uses it. Well, I don't know if Devontae, if this is a matter of they should keep it or not keep it. They may want to try to breathe new music into it to kind of establish, this is our new cast. We've kind of broken away from the old one now. This is the new cast. And maybe they might want to do that musically with their own unique theme. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will stick to the same one that they used before. But right now, I don't think it's a situation where it's a should or shouldn't matter. To me, it's either one could work, depending on what they're trying to use their music for. Could be totally fine. So I don't think it's a should or shouldn't kind of situation. Just in my opinion, though, Devontae. Stig100900 writes, with 3 Best Actress nominations by the age of 23, would you consider Saoirse Ronan as one of the best actresses working today? She's certainly decorated. And does she have 3 Best Actress nominations? Does she? Or are 1 or 2 of those supporting? I'm not sure. I don't know that off the top of my head. If it's true, I'll be honest with you. I don't think she deserved one for Lady Bird. I thought she was good in Lady Bird. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disparaging her at all. I thought she was good in Lady Bird. I wouldn't have nominated her for Best Actress. I think there were other actress performances that year that were better. But no, for me and my money right now, I would not consider her one of the best in the business. I think she's very good, and if I'm a producer for a movie and I have the shot to put her in my movie, I'm putting her in my movie for sure. But I would not count her as one of the best actresses working today. Not yet. That's just my opinion. This is totally subjective, and I might be completely wrong, by the way. Might be totally wrong. Jake C. writes, Thor, Magneto, and Darth Vader all reach for Mjolnir. Which direction does it go? Thor. Remember, Mjolnir is basically sentient in many ways. So it knows who it wants to go to. It's the power of a dying star. I know Magneto's the master of magnetism. Darth Vader has the Force, but Mjolnir is its own thing, and it will do what it does. I'm not saying that Thor with Mjolnir could win a fight against Magneto. I'm not saying he can win a fight against Darth Vader, but I think he goes to Thor. Cobra writes, why does Europe get MCU movies a week before the US? I'm not complaining, but it seems stupid given social media and spoilers. Well, why does the US get so many movies before European markets or other markets? They have their marketing strategy. I think the marketing strategy for Marvel, understanding that North America is the biggest box office place, is to release their film in other markets, get big, crazy, positive word of buzz going, so it increases the opening weekend box office in North America. That's what I think their strategy is. But again, whenever you ask the question why, you have to be willing to ask the question why not? What's a legitimate reason not to play it in North America? What makes playing it in North America more fair than playing it to fans of the movie in Scotland or in England or in Poland or something like that? What makes that more fair? Because it's us or because them? Just again, whenever we ask the question why, we have to be willing to ask the question why not. Because the thing you're saying seems stupid given social media and spoilers. Well, doesn't that work both ways? Wouldn't it then be unfair to open it here first? Wouldn't that also then be unfair to the European fans about social media and spoilers? Look, we're big boys and girls. We should know when we should and we shouldn't be on social media. Rar Nation writes, any tips on running a movie blog / YouTube channel while maintaining a full-time job? P.S. Everyone check out my channel. Again, I have online. I'm going to put out, I think I'm going to write a book that I'll put up on Amazon or something like that. I'm going to write a book about getting started. But if you want to jumpstart, I made a video about 4 years ago, but most of it's still relevant, called Getting Started in Blogging, Podcasting, and YouTubing. Just jump on YouTube and search Getting Started John Campea, and you'll find the video. It'll be the first video that pops up. It's a 2-hour video, and I give as many tips as I can. Again, I will update that either with a new video or a book. I'm not sure yet, but that will be coming. Jake C. writes, what would you do if it followed you? Just stay in my car or get on a plane. Yeah, I'd live on Air Force One, I think. Leahy, by the way, I was so excited to watch It Followed because so many people I know watched it and loved it. I did not like It Followed. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was that good. I'm really a little bit perplexed about why so many people give it so much love. But hey, people liked it. That's all that matters. I just watched it and I didn't dig it that much. All right. The theater on my side of town, Green Bay, Wisconsin, only sells out during lunchtime. Are more people going to the movies early to save money? Love your show. I don't know a lot of people who have 2-hour lunch breaks. So I don't know. I think people go to earlier screenings when they can, but I mean, I certainly have never had 2.5-hour lunch breaks that I could go to a movie on my lunch break. So if that's the way it works in Green Bay, man, maybe I should consider moving to Green Bay. All right, Manuel Fernandez writes, who's the better marksman, hand-to-hand combatant, tactician, etc.? John Wick or Frank Castle? I'll go John Wick. I think in a fight. Now, honestly, I think Punisher's better than John Wick, and I love both of them. Love them both. But I think John Wick wins the fight. I think that's just my guess. Cobra writes, just come to the UK, unlimited card, see as many movies as many times as you want, plus 10% off food and drink, increases to 25% after the first year. Well, I'm not going to move to the UK just for that, to save myself $200 or $300 a year. But it does sound like you guys have the best deal, for sure. I often have many fans from the UK write to me and tell me about that. You guys clearly have the best deal. Aaron Strolinski writes, check out Tiffany Haddish, Drunk History. So funny. You know, I heard that. And I'm a big fan of Tiffany Haddish. And even though I'm a big fan of Tiffany Haddish, she struggled during the Oscar nominee announcement. She had a rough time. And I'm a big Tiffany Haddish fan. If you guys see me talk about her in Girls Trip, you know I love her. But I had a lot of people writing me to tell me to see her Drunk History episode, saying it's really funny. So I do need to check that out. Thanks for bringing that up, Aaron. All right, a Nerdy Geek writes, can you send a tweet to AMC Theaters asking for clarification, and we can retweet it and try to get them to respond about Stubs thing? Already did. They haven't responded to me yet. So, Devontae Brown writes, Cinemia step up and Stubs still works with them. Yeah, I love Cinemia, man. It's more expensive, but it gives you more options than MoviePass does. Each MoviePass and Cinemia each have their strengths and weaknesses. Again, check out my YouTube channel and look for which movie membership or MoviePass card should you look at. And I compare Cinemia to MoviePass. The strengths and weaknesses are both. They're both great. But I happen to prefer my Cinemia card a little bit. Andy A. Hernandez writes, the XFL is coming back in 2020. He Hate Me is coming back. Look, on the one hand, I'm excited because it means more football. I love football. On the other hand, they tried the XFL thing before and it didn't work. Did they learn their lesson? Who knows? We'll have to see. I am curious to see them try it, though. Devontae Brown writes, isn't AMC breaking terms, not accepting a MasterCard? What AMC will tell you is that, hey, it's our company. We can accept or not accept whatever we want. I mean, so that's what they'll say. It's still underhanded. Let's see. And Ash here writes, what does Ash here write? IMAX or Dolby Cinema? Which do you prefer, specifically for MCU movies, and why? For me personally, Dolby Cinema is the better format. Oh, yeah. No, look, as much as I just went off on AMC in this episode, I will not change my tune. The AMC Prime, the Dolby Cinemas at AMC Prime, are my favorite theaters to go to. For comfort, for the dual laser projection system that they use, for the Dolby Atmos sound system that they have, it's just overall, it's just a great movie-going experience. Nothing wrong with IMAX either. IMAX is a great movie-going experience too, but I just happen to prefer the AMC one. All right, guys, that will do it for me for today's installment of the John Campea Show. Thank you so much for joining me. Listen, don't forget, today is Friday, which means a little bit later this afternoon, I think about 1 o'clock, we're going to be doing The Weekly Hero, talking about everything going on in the world of comic book films. Going to dive a little bit deeper, obviously, into this landmark moment for comic book movies of Logan being the first comic book movie in history to be nominated for a Best Screenplay Academy Award. It's incredible. We're going to go into that a little bit more. And then, of course, at 4 o'clock, we will have open mic as well. Make sure you guys come back and join me for that. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. And, oh, by the way, I should probably do this. I keep forgetting to do this in the middle of my show. But listen, guys, do me a favor. If you like watching this show and like hanging out here, do me a favor. Go check out my Patreon campaign. This is the thing that keeps this show on the air. Go to www.patreon.com/JohnCampea. Read all the information there. Find out what it means to be a Patreon supporter, how being a Patreon supporter keeps this show on, and number 3, what the benefits there are of being a Patreon supporter. And a special thanks to all you guys who are already Patreon supporters. You guys are the reason this show exists. And also special thank you to all you guys who use the Super Chat, because that goes a long way to being able to let me be able to do this show. So thank you to you guys as well. You guys are the most supportive audience I think I have ever had, and I am deeply grateful to all of you guys. Thank you for that. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thanks a lot for joining me. My name is John Campea, and until the next video, bye-bye.